James chapter 3, verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. So now here we have the mindset that you come out of walking in the flesh and walk in the spirit. And in this mindset, as long as you are in the mind that this is how I am, then in that mindset, there's every evil work. There's envy and strife and there's confusion. Because you are not walking after the spirit. You're walking after the flesh. But what we have to do is choose to walk after the spirit and therefore not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. Got to break that down. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure. So the wisdom of man is not pure. The wisdom of man is mixed with attitudes, opinions, and anything that you could come up with that is not good. It's mixed with what our lives are colored by. If you came up in an abuse home, then your opinion is mixed by an abuse home. If you come up out of a home that thinks that they're better than other people, then your opinion is mixed with thinking of better than people. If you come from a home where you are taught prejudice, then your opinion is mixed by prejudice. So the opinions of men, the wisdom of man is not pure. The wisdom of God is peaceable. If we follow the wisdom of God, then we will have peace with man. Now that does not mean in every situation you won't face some kind of this evil, because some people don't like you just because you're a believer. So you can't expect to be at peace with that individual on every subject if they don't like you. But the wisdom of God is peace. It's gentle. The wisdom of God in a person does not try to force its opinion, its thoughts, its abilities, any of that on another person. It's gentle. It will entreat you. Say, listen, don't you want to be saved? Don't you want to go to heaven? Don't you want to spend eternity with God? Don't you want to escape hell? That's not being forceful. And it's easy to be entreated. It's reasonable is what it means. Being easy to be entreated is you can be reasoned with. And how many people you've spent time with, no matter what the subject is, they can't be reasoned with. They got their opinion and that's it. There isn't anything else. They can't hear you. That is not the wisdom of God. It's the wisdom of man. Full of mercy. The wisdom of God is full of mercy. The wisdom that the Holy Spirit uses and comes through us flows out as mercy. How can I not have mercy with the sinner when God himself had to have mercy on me? All I have to do is remember how God treated me. Remember how God's mercy was extended to me and use that same mercy to the next person who needs the very same thing I needed. Good fruit. Good fruit is a demonstration of the love of God with others. It's the same thing. If you come across somebody that's hungry, feed them. Then give them the gospel. Tell them about Jesus Christ, because you feeding them is an act of faith. It's an act and a demonstration of the love of God in you. If they're naked, clothe them. It's a demonstration of the love of God through you. God will at that point be loving that person through you. And we need that. We need that. And without partiality. Oh boy, here we go again. I will feed the women who are hungry, but I ain't feeding no man who's hungry. The point isn't whether they're male or female. The point is they're hungry. That's the point. They are hungry. Feed those that are hungry. And feed those and clothe those that are naked. and provide shelter for those who do not have a place to stay. And without hypocrisy. Okay, we do all that we do because we love God and we don't have two-face. I am not doing this because my pastor's watching. I'm not going out to the hedges and the highways to minister to people just because pastor watching. I don't have two-face. When I'm in pastor's presence, I live this way, and when I'm outside of his presence, his or her presence, I live another way. No. Without hypocrisy. The wisdom of God is without hypocrisy. It does not have two sides to it. It's not two-faced. Verse 18. And the fruit of righteousness is shown in peace of them that make peace. The fruit of righteousness is sown in peace for them that make peace. So if you are a peacemaker, righteousness is being sown in the scene where you're at. If there's a fight and you have decided to come in between it and you make peace, then righteousness has been sown into that situation because you made peace. Men and women of God, is within our power to change circumstances in which we come upon. It's within our power to help those that are naked, that are hungry, that are without shelter. It's within our power to change the lives of any that are sent our way. We can choose it at any time. And when we do, we sow righteousness into their lives. We sow peace into their lives. We sow joy into their lives. We sow the love of God into their lives. Chapter 4. From which come wars and fightings among you, come they not hence, even of your lust that war in your members? Where does all these arguments and issues and fighting and disagreements come from? It comes from your own lust. You fighting with somebody over something because you lust for something they won't give you. Verse 2. Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. My issue is not with you, at least it should not be. I should not be warring and fighting with my brothers and sisters for anything that I desire. No, look at verse 3. Ye ask and receive not because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. See now, I need to ask God for what I need, for what I desire. But when I ask God and don't receive it, it's because God is not going to give me something just so I can consume it. Is it going to be a blessing to someone else? Is it going to minister grace in my life? Is it going to minister grace to someone else? Or am I just going to get it just to satisfy my lust? If I ask God for a car, am I getting the car just so that I can ride around in a new car? Am I taking this car and asking God for it simply because my sister got a car, now I want one? God's not going to answer you on that. He's just not. He's not going to give you that, because at this point all you want to do is show up your sister. Your reasoning behind it and the reason why you want it is not just. We cannot trick God. So guess what? He's not answering that. Verse 4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity, is against, hatred with God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. Okay, you really got to let me stay here for a second or two. If you love the world, you do not love God. Loving the world makes you hate God. The two do not mix. They cannot coincide with one another and remain in the same space. The mindset that comes with that cannot be in the same space. You cannot be a lover of the world, which is controlled by Satan, and say that you love God. God is saying, when you love the world, you hate him. You hate the Father. Now, those are some strong words. Hatred is a strong passion. When you love the world, you hate God. You cannot have them both.